And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six as the Garthimi. And our city is honestly too small in comparison to the Empire. We got a big city, but it's not big enough. We just broke 3K population in the city. 5/6 of which are the citizens. Our subjects outnumber the citizens about almost coming up on 8-1. And that number is about to go up very rapidly. To such a point where we need more noble promotions to rule over more people. Work on the insane asylum here. We'll finish that up. I'm thinking of bringing more people in to do more laboratory work. Need more labs. Although knowledge should be trending up at the moment. Let some time pass. And I'll maybe check up around some while to make sure we have enough housing in areas. We'll get the insane asylum done, and then I think we will build up the library. Build another 200 worker library and get it employed. Because I want more knowledge. Well, so I can have some of the services, and so I can get some more of the Empire bonuses going. Almost everything's deployed. Just a couple pieces of cloth short. There we go. And here we are. We're at a siege. So we only outnumber them 4-3, and that was enough to keep them from not sallying forth with our new improved equipment. So we wait. The siege begins. Oh, and that reminds me, I should probably pick somewhere. And the mountain's actually probably a good place to pick. It's time to build a warehouse. Because this is going to be the mountain, I'm going to let it be a bit square. Because this is going to be the mountain, I'm going to let this be a bit square. Oh, you're going to be weird like that. Okay. Those can be our doors. So if I put one up against the wall, the hallway. Interior 2, hallway, one up against the wall. Pair of doors, for example. So I'm gonna make a warehouse for coal and ore, because we're now collecting that in taxes. And the goal, with what we're collecting in taxes, I'm realizing I've maybe made it a little too tall, is to then do our own metal production. We'll do this in the mountain. Our people like being in the mountain, so we'll let them actually do that sort of work in the mountain. A lot of our stuff is outside because we're working on something that's outside, or I'm putting it near existing industry that would just happen to already be outside. Because that's purely either imports or actually, I suppose, using stuff in the mountain, because our ore is in the mountain, our coal is in the mountain. We do have an ore deposit out here, but if we do start mining the coal and the ore, it's in the mountain already. So. Sieges under progression. And yeah, it did not take very long for our cities to hit 2.4K after we gave them the promotion approval. And yeah, to promote one city from 4 to 5 is 50 government points. Here. At this point, I think we're just going to give all the noble promotions to a governor. Because I think that's how much government we want. So you promote. And yeah, actually, I think that's literally where we're at. We're just like, yep, everything's on the government. In fact, I don't even think that's necessarily going to be enough. Okay, so you're not quite 2.4. You're going to be there soon. 2.4. So you're there. Yeah, I'm going to run on government points again. We've just got more government or more noble promotions, and I'm out. I'm already out. And we still have enough labor there to... Oh, fun. That's how productive our labor is, apparently. How much unhappiness is the humidifiers causing? Yeah, -6 is going to be hard to overcome. Full police stations are 1.05, so we'd have 4 of those, so it'd be 4.20. Might be starting to sneak up on the range where we could start running actual loyalty buildings and stop murking everyone to run the humidifiers, but we're not going to worry about that for the moment, because the humidifiers are making the Garthimi's really happy. And yeah, I need 50 more to prove you, which will be ready soon. Got coal maxed out here, and I got enough to grab entire another industry. Need more wood, we could do that. Need more grain, I could do that. Where was I planning to do the ore? I thought I did the ore someplace else. I do my ore. Your where I did the ore. You have a promotion pending, so I could do more ore. So we maxed out the coal, so it's the ore that we're short on. Although you're not a bad, especially after we've now got all the workforce there, you're not a bad place to do ore. Max level ore there. Are the places I've got schools? The schools are maxed, so we got 3. So 1, 2, 3. Just making my 4 schools are maxed. One maxed, 2 maxed, 3 maxed, 4 maxed. We've maxed the schools. Okay. So is this an argument to maybe max, or to start distributing positions? Then I could save potentially in some places on the hygiene. So these are the globals. So we've got your global, you tech bound. Yeah, you're tech bound. So that's one of our global effects is the Royal Academy, which is why we wanted it maxed. It's the only one that isn't bound by tech, which is nice. Oh, it's 30 workforce for that. Do I apparently have the workforce for that. To the irrigation. Which is region capacity, cotton farm yield, do multi-crawler, do multi-crawler as well. Whereas the windmill is, I think, is it a bigger bonus? It's a bigger bonus, but it only affects the industries. Okay. Oh, and I have the workforce to run both. So if I wanted to run both, I could run both. That might be better than running. Although I don't need more yield for that, so that's good. So we've maxed out the cotton there, we maxed out the wood cutting there. Do banks. No, not enough for me to do the last tier bank because I'm just not rich enough yet. Fair enough. And then we'll do the last ads, the last one bank there. Okay. You're gonna need more government. You're gonna want more government. You're gonna want more government. I need more government points. Oh dear. And the empire is still expanding. You know what I don't need right now? Master fishers. Yeah, you're boosting the local fish production, which is now a minority of all the fish production. You're officially governed. The Baltic crawler, local Baltic crawler production. Local Baltic crawler production is still outdoing the taxes, so I should still keep that buffed. Although that's because we've been trying not to import that, honestly. We moved clay off because we don't need clay. I should probably move off this. Well, actually, we are negative on stone now. Although I can start importing that. We're not taxing that. We definitely tax that on the subjects. Okay. Okay, so I've got 20 more government points. You need more than 20 to promote to the next tier, don't you? That's 30, yeah. 5 to lay siege to that, if I want the basic one in there, and I do. You're still recovering from the basic one. Oh, yep, okay. The Empire's gonna keep growing, and yeah, I need to grow the city. Let's get growing the city. Because apparently I need to squeeze another one. I need to increase the city size by 50%, so that we can govern more empire. I'm gonna do something in planning, which is I'm gonna plan up a metal smelter. That's gonna roughly fit in that hole. So I've got an 8 by 12 interior. Is that big enough for what I want? Yep, that would work. Yeah, that would work. I'll get that fit in there. Okay. And then I can exit planning, because I know that will fit in there. I just wanted to know if I had one that would fit in there. That industry would roughly fit in that hole. And then 10 workers on that probably will be able to convert enough of the ore and the coal into metal. Although we're going to be making so much ore and coal from the colonies, I might want to make that industry bigger, frankly, but we'll start with 10. and how goes our emissary points? We've got 10 free emissary points. So we're still trying to improve the relations with these guys to get them up to 1.5. So, court, you... 10 more points of flattery, please. Okay, so you're ready. Obviously the big things you're going to be handling is you're going to be handling massive deliveries of coal and ore. So we're going to do 15 spaces for each. And then the other 4 spaces are going to be metal for you. Because that's the industry we're setting up here is making metal. And I know this is going to be taking in so much that we're going to upgrade it not once, but twice to really get that capacity going. 3,000 all. Half that in ore is going to be showing up every day. So, governor, yeah, replace the governor. I need to keep the governors. The rest may be more negotiable. The governors apparently are not. I need more governors. Just need more governors. Keep the governors coming. One off the point. Out the doors. Yeah, close enough. I'll have to refurbish the room with the... Oh no, I remember the door. There we go. And in theory, that should actually now be copy-pastable on the mountain, which is why we did it that way. So we're gonna get 20 more housing in there, which is good because it's, well, in fact, that's enough that we do 2 metal smelters here side by side, which is maybe what we're gonna do because we're going to have so much material to make metal out of. Raptors. I can't stomach the health bonus, and I'm not really benefiting from anything except for the conservation bonus, so get rid of the birds. Bunch of meat that apparently is just going to go on the ground because we don't have that much storage capacity for meat. Okay, so that's 12 smelter jobs. And does that put us... Oh, we're going to actually let it higher up first before we get a proper estimate. There we go. So we're now, in theory, metal positive. I no longer need to import metal. Although, not very metal positive, so I'm going to immediately promptly double the metal production. Because, again, I don't even think that's putting a dent in the really not putting a dent in the coal and iron production. Coal and ore production, yeah. Where's the import depot? Importing iron. You no longer need to import iron. One less thing our thing can complain at us for requesting to import that we're obviously not importing. Okay, so we're still undersupplying leather armor. Our troops armor quality is going to decline. Unless I buy a chunk. Even if I buy a chunk, leather armor is expensive. That's maybe actually an argument to re-divert to plate in the long run. Because now that we've got good coal and ore, plate is better for the Empire troops. And we make enough spears. So let's find our importers. Spears, and we turn you off, because we're not really importing you anymore. So the imports that we really kind of still want, if we were to be able to import, is rations, leather armor, and tools. All of those I think we can fix fairly easily. And I've got a siege that's done, don't I? I've got a siege that's done. Loot, raise, enslave is going to result in a bunch of prisoners that I probably don't want that many prisoners, but I'm going to take that many prisoners. Technically, it's only going to give me 200 of those prisoners. I sadly can't say, give me only humans. It's going to give me a smattering. Here we go. Okay, so that ate 5 government points. You're not at 300. Why are you unhealthy? How do you have a minus 59 from population when you're at 73 pop? Like, you're gonna get to 1.2k, so yeah, you should eventually have that health penalty. A little early for that? Just a little. Honestly, I'm not sure what this place is going to produce besides taxes. And a physician guild here to improve empire-wide health. And then, yeah, we think we're going to max your taxes. Royal Bank. And the tax office. And then we can improve the bank more when we have the government administration to upgrade to level 5. Because it's there. It can go up to 5. Okay. Yeah, and that health is helping with your health. Yeah, that fixed that problem. It's over the target. Everything's happy. Barely over the target, but everything's happy. Okay, there guys on land. We now have a new neighbor. New neighbor could like us better. They're 100% on flattery versus you. What's your flattery percent? 100%, okay. I suppose here in the mountains I should double check. Oh, I know I've been procrastinating on fixing it. Let's fix some of our it's not square or it's not round problems. easiest way to do that is to build little triangles, or I think diamonds like that work. Bend in the wall if it doesn't. Triangle up there. Triangle it there. Triangle it there. And the point is to sort of break up the straight, at least as far as the committee are concerned, boring hallways. I think I needed to be a diamond specifically, not oblong like that. I want it to work. Pretty soon I'm putting it in the middle of the hallway. They're helping. No, that one didn't help. I guess the wall works better. We'll go back to the wall then. Going around trying to... Are people like... square? Or like round, so if we can round things up, unsquare things, they like that. It's not necessarily that hard to do. And assuming we leave enough space for it. That's all rounded up, that's all rounded up, that's nice, that's all rounded up. Could use a little bit in here. Stay around there. So how that is, that one's not going to be easy to do, okay. Could use a bit in there. And then outside is going to be a pain. The library is square. Sorry. We're not fixing that. We're not going to fix that. Not going to fix that. Could do a little bit around here, but I'm just not going to bother. The goal is to mostly get things around. They actually don't care about square, but an area can either be square or round, so you want it mostly traveling through round areas to get the round bonus. So yeah, we should be getting mostly round bonus there. See how our people actually feel about it. That'd be under environment. And that would be... roundness, 94%. Thumbs up, I think that's pretty good. They'd actually prefer having less space. I'm giving them too much space. But that's also building outside, I suppose, to a certain degree. Buildings, they'd like to be indoors in the mountain more. Preference is mountain, next preference is stone buildings. So we're doing what we... well, everything's either stone or in the mountain at this point. That's why we're between 50 and 100%. Road preference, I started upgrading the roads, then I got distracted by other potentially more useful stuff. Humidifiers are fine. I would like the army to be bigger. Armies, or the garrison army to be bigger. It is expanding at the rate that it can expand. Not quite at the point where I can take the army out, because we've still got one human popping around there. Stop looking at square. Don't care as much about square anymore. Almost got the second melter smelter going. Yeah, I think we're just gonna add more melter smelters in. I think so. Again, these 5 wide roads are probably too big. But they leave convenient space for putting grounding in and putting humidifiers that I've been procrastinating on putting in. On the concept of putting in some humidifiers. Let's put some humidifiers in. Again, I find putting things like humidifiers around housing to usually be effective. Maybe not the best, but effective. Okay, it's not a bad idea if this is necessarily squeezing up the space, because again, our guys are complaining about having too much space. So if they're losing space, then they wanted less space. Another decoration that I have entirely been forgetting to add. Benches. People have had nowhere to sit for too long. This should help a little with the furniture or the bench fulfillment. Just, although it's going to be wildly oversupplied in certain areas and probably undersupplied in others, but this is also going to encourage them to partake of the humidifiers more. So it's kind of the point of putting them next to the humidifiers. Okay, and I think the benches are also upgradable. Although, presumably we need to build them first. Yeah, the benches have an upgrade. Did I take the upgrade for the benches already? I already have the upgrade for the benches also. I've been pressing on the benches for far too long. Although I think that was due to lack of furniture. Which may become a problem again. Although we've got wood, so just get more people working on furniture. Okay. Room upgrade. 2 cut stone per... well, 1 cut stone per bunch tile. Okay. It's not too terrible. And again, we haven't sorted out getting the diplomacy to the point where we can actually export our cut stone again, so... better benches, better benches. Again, not enough distributed across the town. It's sort of like one neighborhood has got all the nice stuff at the moment. One neighborhood's getting all the nice stuff at the moment, which is maybe not the best way to do it. I suppose with the metal coming in, I probably could afford, or metal being produced, I can probably afford to do those upgrades. I think I'm not gonna do it right this moment. I thought. So yeah, up in services, benches are going up. Yeah, benches are going up. They're not gonna cap out anytime soon. Hospitals are a little understaffed. I could double the hospitals, and that'd be pretty good. Yeah, I could probably double the hospitals, and that'd be fine. Need more service needs, and apparently... Oh no, the speakers aren't too bad, because they've got 3 levels, and I haven't upgraded them, have I? No, so that's actually pretty good for something that's not upgraded. The fight pit's maybe a little under-coveraged. I think we have like 1 fight pit. It's like, well, fight pit has pretty good coverage. We need more fight pit, really. We need like one per major neighborhood. So this area here is not too bad for a fight pit. Let's stuff the fight pit in there. Out on the world map, you're as happy as you're going to be. So we send you off to lay siege to the next target. Okay, I'm not making metal any particularly quick. But yeah, I think I have enough we can start going around and upgrading some of the hearts. The first 2 hearts upgraded at least. And yeah, apparently we're scary enough that we are able to keep them from sailing forth, so we just have to wait them out and siege them out. Got 4 million. If I were just to pay you 4 million. That alone is not enough, although that's giving us an approximation. If that's actually the opinion after our malices and not before our malices, yeah, if that's the opinion after the malices, oh, no, that's the opinion of the faction ruler, which is then being multiplied by the kinship and the kin treatment. So I should probably actually assume that I need like 4 times that instead of twice that. Getting close in raw value, and we're just taxes. By the power of taxes. 100,000 in taxes a week. Or 100,000 in taxes a day, actually. So, yeah, the treasury is increasing. Because we've got nothing to spend it on. Because there's no one to trade with. Or no one that willingly trades with us. Let me rephrase that. There's people to trade with, they just don't trade with us. Yeah, queuing up more and more of our roads to be improved to the new fancy... Well, say new and fancy. It's not particularly new. We've had it for a while. But to the higher quality fungal highways. We employ over 50 in our metal smelters. Good to hear. Yep, that means we're making much more metal, which means we can probably safely upgrade more of the hearths as that metal comes in. I'm actually capped on how much Sithlan ore we can store, of all things. I suppose we go and actually do a quick manual export on things we have way too much of. Yeah, probably manual export and everything. Everything we're capped, so we're looking... livestock, coal, or Sithlan ore for their main trading partner. Pretty much 3 ores for the moment. Yeah, 3 ores for the moment. Do you just want to payday out in money, or do I want... Actually, I think for the moment, let's try to get some metal back in exchange. Maybe like 750 metal. Yeah, and then we'll barter the rest for money. There we go. And then that'll allow us to get the hearths upgraded when all that comes in. And the magic trick of having these set to forage is I've just box selected and dropped a road over the top of them, but they are not getting removed because they're set to forage. So I don't have to worry about accidentally getting rid of my sort of emergency source of more grain if something goes wrong, because I set them up to forage. Road. I don't want that type. E over U. Okay. think that's most of the road upgraded to the new highway. There may be a few choice locations where inevitably I'll go back and replace it with something else, but at the moment I think that works. That works real well. At some point I'll need to do it in the caves as well, but caves are very much a land of be more patient, I think. I have 300-something people wandering around idle. Net worth's going up. Don't think the metal has come in yet. There's the metal coming in. There we go. All the hearts upgraded. To tier 2. All the wells, I think, are upgraded. Yeah. Food stalls are upgraded. Markets are upgraded to the tier 2. Speaker, I don't think we've even unlocked. Although, if we had unlocked, it wouldn't be too bad. That's mostly cut stone. Now, I've made happiness here... Actually, I was about to say, I've made happiness here easy because we've got plus 20 from titles. 20% from titles. We're still meeting meeting all expectations of fulfillments, so... Yeah, they're not a struggle with keeping everyone happy here. The country would like a little bit more melee training. A lot more melee training. And would like the army to be bigger. Would like the army to be bigger. Okay. That's probably looking at more training facilities. And I need to put more hospitals, more benches. About hospitals and benches could probably be used a bit more of, yeah. Because it's not like we don't have benches. It's that they're all in the place where we don't have the road. Because apparently I'm weird like that. You get benches or you get road. You don't get both apparently in the same place. Surprised that we don't have that higher to full. What's my knowledge looking like? I got 140. I'm very much feeling like I want to go for another library. We've got 300 people sitting around. Yeah, let's grab another library. Disease at our doorstep. So, we're being expected to be pelted with the pandemic, which probably means it's time for to build some more hospitals when I'm thinking about it. How many hospitals do I have and where are they? That's my Potter. Here's my physician. The physician's probably used a few more, but... Physician's probably the best way to deal with actually coverage. We're missing some coverage down there. Yeah, probably just add one more for some coverage. This neighborhood could use some. Yeah, that should be safe-ish. For shape, okay. So I might put a hospital over here somewhere. Where's my hospital beds? Or did I not put a hospital over here? See the toilet, I don't see the hospital. That's the slavery. That's again not a hospital. Embassy, not a hospital. I have hospitals. At least I think I did. Bigger people are saying we have some hospitals. They're saying we don't have enough. Yeah, we got 14 employees. There must be a hospital somewhere. Oh, there's the hospital. So we've got 2 hospitals. That's probably why we don't have enough. Let's triple that. Let's get 6 more hospitals. Or 4 more hospitals for a total of 6. I guess I don't have any this side of the river. That's what's going on. Hospital there. We'll get one over here to sort of serve the fields. I guess we'll put one next to the fight pit in case anyone survives a fight in the fight pit. One near the sizzling mine would not be terrible. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I really have none over here. I should probably put one over here. Again, we'll put it behind the fight pit. If someone survives a fight in the fight pit, there's a hospital nearby. Well, I suppose what I should use the library upgrade to do is afford the library upkeep, or the library upgrade. Okay, I'm gonna kick the thing and meet at this warehouse because I want Democratic Whispers. We're evil. Disappear their leader. Grab gems here, which is 500 gem storage, so that should be enough gems to get upgrades to the library if we research the library upgrade. Twitch chat says, having the hospital literally besides the fight pen is both logistically great and incredibly funny. Yeah. Especially the thing is, one of the punishments we have is to fight to the death. That are being enslaved at the moment, so... hypothetically, if you survive your fight in the fight pit, if you were being sentenced to fight to death, you might be sent back into the fight pit again. Okay, I got 140 knowledge. Let's spend 100 of that on getting the advanced library upgrade. So we can then turn around and upgrade the library. Which is plus 0.5 times the base rate. So it's for this 1 of 200 is just in theory earned us another 100 innovation. And we upgrade this one for another 100 innovation. So we paid 100 to get 200. Plus upkeep. Might be tempted to grab the libraries, although I need to get the laboratories. If I'm going to do laboratories, I need to make the laboratories much bigger. Yeah, that might give us the knowledge to get into skilled workforce if we give it some time. And I got 49 innovation. Not actually sure what I want the innovation spent on. Probably something we're producing in the city. So that might be tempting. Working at the Baltic Royal Line, especially if we realize we want to take the nobles off of it for expanding the empire. How goes the siege? Siege has probably been over for a while. Loot, raise, occupy, because I don't think I need more prisoners right now. Here we go. Fix the health problem here. Using physicians elsewhere. This is a city that we've got all the way to enough people to already bring all the way up here. The problem is I don't have the government points. I don't have enough governors. And the solution to the governors is to get up to 1,400 more people in the city. And yeah. So that's probably what we're going to be working in the next stream. I think we're at the point where we bring this stream to a close. Did I get my hospitals done in the end? We'll give it enough time that we get the hospitals done. All 7 of them. 7 of them? I think it might be up to 7. 5 of the 7 are done. If that's the case. That way, because I had warning that we're going to get a pandemic. So getting the hospitals done before the pandemic probably makes, some sense. Reduce the number of people that actually died during the pandemic. So housing's good, furniture's good. Services are looking pretty nice. Hospitals are up to 100%. I'll have to remember to do more benches next time. Or I'll just continue forgetting, and then I'll be fine. Because apparently we make enough fulfillment to keep everyone happy. In fact, I make far more fulfillment than I need to keep everyone happy. So I can get more people in the city pretty easily. Via migration. Yeah, the city's coming along well. We're having piles and piles and piles and piles of stuff coming from the colonies. So really we need to grow the capital so we can afford to have more noble promotions that I can spend on governors so I can control more empire. So we can make our empire bigger and make our imperial cities bigger. Because we've got cities that are up to 2.4k. Which means we're spending 755 government points. I don't think it's that much. I think it's... $100 government points. 100 government points for some of these big cities. And honestly, some of these might not be that hard to push just that little bit more and go up another tier. And there goes... What? That's another 100 government points? Right, so... The expanding empire needs more governors to govern it. But yeah, the empire is doing well. The city is, or at this point, our empire is more dominant by the regions than it is by the capital. We are at the point where the capital is bigger, I think, than any of the regional cities. But not by much. Some of those regional cities are up in the 200,000s. The capital's only up 300,000. And so we gotta expand so we can pick up more things. And then we're gonna spend those things on other things. More noble promotions so we can control more territory. And I'm suspecting more and more that the innovation is probably going to get spent, other than maybe on Baltic rollers. Might mostly get spent on refining techs. Especially as we build up the services. But yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying. If you're watching on YouTube, likely you'll have a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, like Space Guest 237 is saying, GG dude, fascinating dense game. Yeah, it's a fascinating dense game. We're gonna be streaming this again in the future. Let me go over the Twitch schedule of my rough Twitch schedule for the next couple days. So today was Song of Six. Tomorrow is going to be Humankind. We're going to be continuing our sort of heavy focused, like all the money focused run. Continuing is going to be tomorrow's. Depending on how quickly I play, we might finish that tomorrow, or we might not. Monday, I think I'm going to stick to Terraformers, the Red Planet Awaits. We're going to do the two challenges I haven't completed on max difficulty to fill up the stream on Monday. Tuesday, we're going to be back to Songs of Six. I need to go update the Twitch schedule to show that, but we'll be back to Songs of Six on Tuesday. Wednesday will be Humankind if it hasn't finished, or a new game. Thursday will be... I think that's when we're going to start up Shadow Empire again. If I got my day count correct. And then the day after that would be Songs of Six again. So, continuing my 3-game, 4-part schedule, so I sort of slowly record ahead for YouTube. Getting close to the point where I might transition back to a 4-game schedule, although the 4th game will be something that I do pretty heavy editing on. It might be something like Factorio, like Panadon's mod in Factorio, where you'll probably get a stream version of it, which is unedited. I'll maybe do like a time-lapse high-speed version of it if I can figure out how to do that. And then we'll do an edited version, which will be sort of a review of all the builds after each portion of the base gets built. And the spaghetti is the spaghettis. But yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying. Song of Six will continue. The next stream of this will be in 3 days. So with that, regardless of whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch, I hope you have been enjoying. If you're watching on Twitch and you want a comment responded to, like Space Guest just had, feel free to leave comments. This is the last sort of opportunity to leave comments where I respond to them live when the Twitch stream's up. If you're watching later on the Twitch VOD or watching later on YouTube, feel free to hop over to YouTube and leave a comment over there. YouTube handles the asynchronous commenting a little bit better than Twitch does. So with that, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.